Hey, what's cracking? Today's St. Patrick's Day, 2023, and if you're anywhere near my age, you're probably amazed to be still around 2023. Never thought I'd see this. So I hope today that you're having a good day, that you've chose to start off in a good way, picking up your blessings. And if you haven't, if the day isn't going your way, somebody's got you aggravated, or it's just been a bad day, man, you can change it now. Just take the time, take a couple seconds for yourself. Think about a few things in your life that you're thankful for, that you're blessed with. And everything in life is about perspective, man. You change your perspective, you'll change your day. And I would love for that to happen for you. I want to jump back into Lexington and how things went there. Everything that's happened so far, I haven't even made it to the regular part of the yard. So far, it's all just been juvenile and county jail and assessment and reception and the pumpkin patch, what they call it, orientation unit. But now it's time for me to move into general pop. At Lexington, there's 4 units, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Unit 3, basically what they call an old-timers unit. That's the one where people go. If they're on the highest level, don't get in trouble or anything, then they put them down on 3, where they can stay away from most people if they want to. Level 4 is, let me show you, 3, 4, and 5. There's 2 buildings. There's a concrete wall that goes around it. If you don't live on that unit, you can't go on that unit. You have to stay on the unit you live on unless you're going to chow, the library, the ball field, or the gym. Other than that, you have to stay on your own unit. You can't set out on the yard and visit, but you can't go inside another unit. And they're walled in with a gate. And if you want to talk to someone on the unit, you have to go down, ask someone who lives there to go in and holler and ask them to come out for you. At this point, I've lived on unit 4. 3, 4, and 5, all 3, they have the walled-in area, and then inside there's 2 buildings. In each building, there are 2 day rooms. Each day room holds around 30 cells. So each day room has 60, 70 people in there, between 30 and 35 cells, 2 men to a cell. And then there's 2 day rooms on each side. So there's between 275, 300 people on each unit. So around 1,400 on the yard, because you also have people in medical and stuff. So unit 4, 1 building, orientation. Guys that just got on the yard, they may have come from another yard, they may have just got to prison, but they're on that side. And they pretty much leave the rest of the yard. It's kind of, they try to get them to leave them alone until they can figure out what's going on and stuff. The other side is just regular people that are on the yard. Unit 6 is for handicapped people. That has everything is handicapped accessible. If you have any kind of problem like that, you're going to end up on Unit 6. They also try to stick people up there that are in VOTEC because, oh, I'll get to VOTEC in a minute. But Unit 5 is called the Wolf Pack or the Jungle. It's where they send all the guys that keep getting in trouble, guys that come to the yard that got in trouble everywhere else, do a lot of fighting, stealing, whatever, running drugs. They stick them on Unit 5. It's called the Wolf Pack. And of course, now they've come and told me it's time for me to move, and guess where I'm going? I'm going to Unit 5, the Wolf Pack. They put me on the roughest one right off the bat. So Pat, my cell partner, he walks me up there, tries to introduce me to a couple people. So, you know, I could talk to someone. So they take me in, and they put me in a cell with a guy. And I don't know the guy, but in a very short time, I'm automatically being told this guy's a piece of crap. He's caught out from other places. He's a rat. He's told on somebody. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so this guy's over there, and he's trying to run a little store, and he has nachos. Now, I don't know if the guy was a rat or not, because here's the deal. You have guys in prison that are bullies, and they rob people. And they get them a little buddy to go with them, so they have somebody to help them, and maybe a few friends for backup in case a bunch of stuff started over it. And they catch people in a cell by themselves, and they just go in there, 2, 3 of them, and beat them up and take their stuff. And when that happens, the only thing you can do is accept it. You can go to and then if you just accept it, it's going to keep happening every time you get something. And you can go to the police and ask for help. Now, when you go to the police and ask for help, they will lock you up, ask you who did what. You have to tell on those people. They'll get locked up and get in trouble, and then they'll tell all their friends what you did. Everyone is going to know anyhow because it's a small yard. Imagine if you're locked in a place where there's only 1,500 people and you can't get away. If you have problems with these people, you still see these people every day. There's nowhere to go. And if you go and tell some police or someone that you're having problems with these guys, and they have you file what's called a separtees. It's a piece of paper you sign, so you're scared of this guy for whatever reason may be, and you don't want to be around him, and that's called a separtees, and they won't put you on the yard with that guy anymore. If the facility does it, if the staff do it, it stays on forever. If they say, hey, we saw these guys fight, I'm afraid someone's going to get killed, put a separtees between these guys. If that happens, it's always there. But if an inmate does it, it has to be renewed every 6 months or a year. And if they forget to do that, they can mess around and be put back with that guy and get seriously hurt. But if you do that, there's only so many medium security yards. 5, 6, 8. And people just go from one to another. You get in trouble and you go over here. And you get in trouble and go over here. Maybe you do good and go to minimum, get in trouble and come back up here. But there's nowhere to run or hide. If you catch out from this place and go to this place and then someone finds out what you did over there, then this whole place is after you too. So there's really nowhere to go, man. You have to really just face your problems. So the only other thing you do if you get robbed besides tell on somebody is go get you a knife or something and dulo them, man. Really, really get after them, you know, make sure you win. And that's the only way to make sure this ever stops. And when that guy in the last couple videos back, he hit me in the mouth, told me to pull my britches down. If that would have happened later on in my sentence, I would have stabbed him. But at this point in my sentence, I'm still just a kid, man. I don't want to stab no one. The rules on the yard is, if you go and you borrow a knife from someone, you have to use it. You have to use it. You can't go borrow one and decide not to use it. If you do that, you're going to get run off the yard and you may get it used on you. So if you ask for a weapon, you better use that weapon. But at this point, man, I don't want to stab no one, man. It's one thing, you know, I don't want to shoot no one. I've never wanted to hurt anyone, man. After that crime was committed and I seen that, man, for a while, I threw up at the sight of blood, man. And had the worst nightmares ever, you know. Finally, God took that part away from me. But if you've never been in a fight, or if you've ever been close to one, or if you've been in one, you know that when it comes time to get in a fight and you're about to get in a fight, man, your stomach has butterflies, you feel shaking, that old foot might get to tapping, you feel so nervous. And a lot of young people or people that have never been in a fight so nervous when they do fight and swing back, they don't concentrate and think about it, or don't know how to follow through with a punch and make it really hurt. So what happens is you get in a fight, you're scared, you're swinging, you're just trying to make contact. But when you do that and the other person's mad and their adrenaline's flowing, it doesn't hurt them, man. If you don't follow through with a punch and really hit them hard, it's not doing any good. So my uncles all ran bars when they were young. They don't anymore. They go to church. They're all real good men. But when they were young, they were pretty rowdy and they did a lot of fighting. And I had an uncle that was a boxer and had a chance to go pro. And he took me out in a shed before I got locked up and taught me how to punch with both hands. And man, I appreciated that all my life, because if he had not taught me that, I don't know how I'd have made it. Couldn't imagine if I would have grown up differently and never been in a fight, how I would have handled that, man. Because even with all the fights I've been in my young life and the little teaching that I had been taught, I still was terrified, to be honest, on the inside. But after you've been in quite a few fights, 10, 20 of them, you learn to take that adrenaline and that fear and use it to hit a little harder. But I haven't got there yet. My point is that at this time, I'm still pretty naive. People don't look at me as a real threat, someone that they have to worry about getting killed by, someone that's going to go get a knife and stab them. Right now, they look at me as a kid, not worried about fighting me, and if they do, figure they can whoop me, okay, because I'm just a little guy. So they put me in a cell with this guy, and that evening they have two guys. We'll call them Tommy and Richard. These guys have been locked up quite a while, and both of them have stabbed people. And Tommy, he has a brother and a dad in the system, and they are very well known. And they're all in the brotherhood. It's guys you don't want to get into it with, man. You have problems everywhere you go. Well, they decide they're going to rob my cell partner. Now, when you have a cell, there's two keys to that cell. You have one and your cell partner has one. And the only other way to get in the cell is if a guard comes and opens that door. They wanted to get in the cell and attack my cell partner, and he run in there and locked himself in, so they wanted my key. So I didn't know them and I didn't know him, but when you're in a cell with someone, it's your place to protect their life, just like it's their place to protect yours. So I lied and I said I didn't have the key, that he had already got it from me. I don't know how they ended up getting in the cell, but they told me they didn't want me there. I was just a youngster. They didn't want me involved in it, have me go out of the cell. They run in there I didn't know him well enough to fight for him. I had just got in the cell with him. They run in there, beat him up with locks on belts, split his head all up, take all of his canteen. Okay, so he comes after it's all done. He cleans himself up, and he goes and busts his desk up, and he gets a leg off of it. It's got a nail sticking out, like he's going to use this for a club to fight these guys. And they're on the other side of the building downstairs. So there's a day room here in this building and a day room here, 2 on each side. And we live on this side, and they're on the other side. And they're down on the bottom run. Tell him if he wants some stuff, come on down there. And they're down there waiting with knives. And if he would have went down on that bottom run, someone wouldn't have walked off that bottom run. It's very serious. It wasn't just a fight. Someone was going to die. And he knew it, and he was afraid. So what he kept doing is walking back in front of the police carrying his club, hoping that they would come and get him and lock him up, so give him a way out. But the guard that was working was a pretty cool guy, and he wasn't going to bust him unless he had absolutely no choice. So come 10:20, it kind of lock everybody down, and we go, and me and him lock down a cell. And he asked me to look at his head, and he got a big old split in, asked me, what y'all doing? I told him, man, I don't know. I just got here, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything, what you should do. So he hits the door for the police and tells them that he needs to go to medical. And he never comes back. And a little while later, the guards come, they pack his stuff up, try to ask me what happened. I told him, man, I just got here. I don't know what happened. Man told me he fell downstairs, but I don't know. I don't know. If I knew, I'd tell you. So a few days later, one of my friends, the guy that I met, is kind of buddied up to me, comes and tells me these guys are up here saying I might have told on them. So what happens is when someone goes to lock up, especially younger guys that are just idiots, you know, don't know nothing, they just say whatever they think. They're down there, and out here in the world, you see something happens, everyone wants to stop and watch. Well, when you're in prison and you see something going on, you do not want to watch. Because if you're there, you could have saw it, you could have told. So you see something going down, you get away from it, man. You see someone start fighting, you see someone getting stabbed, you see anything going on. If it doesn't directly involve you, you better get away from it. That way no one can say you told just because you saw it. So this guy goes from, hey, well, he lives there, he knew, to, hey, I think he told. I didn't tell. I didn't even know this guy, man, at all. I didn't know nothing about it. I was glad I wasn't involved. Well, come to find out, Tommy, I went to school with one of his cousins. And they said that these guys thought I might have told. So I went up there. When they're in lockup, they get an hour a day to come out in a cage. And you can go over there up to Unit 6 where they're locked up at. And you can scream at them over this wall through this fence. I hollered at them, told them I'm out there. I said, hey, man, I heard this that y'all thought I might have told them. Come up to tell y'all, man. Y'all got me out of there. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I ain't told on y'all for nothing, man. I came to prison for murder, and I didn't tell on no one. I damn sure didn't tell on y'all. So Tommy, you know, he's like, okay, man, that's cool. But the other guy, he's a real asshole, man. He's a smart ass. You're a killer. You can handle it. We'll catch you down the road. So I tell you this because there's going to be something happen down the road that I'm going to tell you about. And it's real serious. And it all started here. And I want you to understand how little things at one place can turn into big things at another place. And that's why I brought that up. So that's how my first day went when they moved me to Unit 5. I want to tell you that the way the level system goes is you start off on level 1. Level 1 is day for day. You can only draw down $5 of canteen a week, and it has to be only hygiene or stamps, writing material. Level 1. You can visit for 30 minutes, but it has to be on a phone through a window because you're on level 1. Once you reach level 2, you get that after 30 days if you don't get a write-up or anything. You go do whatever is expected of you, whether it's going to school or to work. Get level 2, that gives you an extra 22 days a month on your time. You get 30 days or 31 days you serve plus the extra 22. Level 3, get extra 33 days. Level 4, extra 44. Canteen, level 2, you can draw down $20 in anything you want off the canteen. Level 3, you can draw down 60, and level 4, you can draw down 80. On visits, level 2, you get to spend 2 hours in the visiting room, whatever day it's open with your family. Level 3, you get 4 hours. And level 4, you can spend all day. So you really want to stay out of trouble and get a level. If you stay out of trouble, if I would have stayed out of trouble and stayed on level 4, could have got out in 10 years. But I didn't stay out of trouble. I kept messing up. Just one thing after another. Started off, I didn't have a choice. But then I got lost, and I was an idiot. And I'm going to get to that. I want to talk to you a little bit about my cursing. I try not to curse. It's something I'm struggling with and working on. Try not to, especially in these videos or anytime I'm around a woman. It's just a place I grew up. It's real hard for me. It's not an excuse. I read one time that cursing was a feeble mind in need of a way to express itself. And I thought about that, and I believe that, because if you think about when you curse, you're looking for another word and you just don't have it. It's not there on the tip of your tongue, so you just throw in a vulgar word. And that's what it really is a vulgar word, because you can use any word to curse. It depends on the intention in your heart. Curse words are just vulgar words if you're not using the Lord's name in vain. It's vulgar, makes you seem less intelligent. I've read so many books, thousands of books. My vocabulary is large, and I have no excuse for cursing. And I'm trying to work on that, trying to not do that. So just work with me. I'll try to keep that to a minimum. This video has been at around a little over 15 minutes, so I'm going to stop it right there and catch you guys in the next one. And I'm going to go into a lot of things that happened to me. It's still going to take me a few videos to get through Lexington, but all of them aren't as eventful as this one is. But the most things that did happen, a lot of things that happened at the very beginning. First year or two is always the roughest. So I really want to let you know the things that happened during that time. I hope that you picked up your blessings today. And I just want you to know, like if we were out working and we were in a tunnel under a house, and I was ahead of you and I hit my head on something, and I'd say, hey, watch out, you hit your head right there. And then if you want to go ahead and hit your head, you can. That's all I'm trying to do, man, keep you from bumping your head. I ask you to remember to change the channel, take a few minutes for yourself, and always start your day picking up your blessings. And may God protect you and yours. Thank every one of you. For the people who are subscribing, thank you so much, man. The ones of you who haven't, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Please hit the like button on YouTube. On Facebook or the social medias, please share it. Help me get the message out there. Thank you, and God bless you.